Hi. In this walkthrough video, I will introduce you to an exciting new feature by Metasystem, SpeakerFood, and Babylon Waves. We will use MetaGrid Pro to control Babylon Waves articulation sets in Logic, and PlugSearch for the communication between the components. First, I'll launch MetaGrid on the iPad and create a grid that contains the Art Conductor object. The Art Conductor object can have different sizes. It can take the full screen or share the screen with additional objects like transport controls and faders. For this demo, I'll let the grid take the entire space. I use PlugSearch to open Contact and use the first violin of the Cinematic Studio strings. Next, I use PlugSearch again to choose the corresponding articulation set from Art Conductor. As you can see now, the iPad instantly becomes aware of the articulation set and starts to show all the individual articulations. Everything is grouped into categories, and that's tremendously helpful when you work with instruments featuring a lot of articulations. Of course, you can add another track to the arrangement with a different instrument and articulation set. The Art Conductor object in MetaGrid always knows which track is selected and displays the corresponding articulations. I'm going to record something now. But before I do that, I choose the correct articulation using the buttons in MetaGrid. Now, if you look at the piano roll in Logic and select a couple of notes, you can see that all those notes play back with the articulation I've used during the recording. In many cases, you want to fine-tune those articulations after recording. You can select the notes and use the iPad again to change the articulation. The window section in focus, the section with the tiny blue stroke around it, determines if your iPad controls the articulations you play on your keyboard, or if the Art Conductor object changes the articulations of the selected notes in the piano roll. Last but not least, there is a great new feature in PlugSearch. You might know that Art Conductor sets occasionally receive updates, mainly to accommodate changes in the orchestra libraries. PlugSearch can now replace older articulation sets in your template with newer versions. It just takes a single click. Before we wrap up the walkthrough, let me take a moment to show you a small selection of articulation sets. In my opinion, MetaGrid is fantastic in visualizing what's unique about Art Conductor sets. As you might know, they are fully curated. We've unified the names of the individual techniques because we want you to stay focused and not get distracted by technicalities. We've also renamed the articulations in a way that groups together what belongs together. Again, to make it easier for you. Nobody wants to read through a long list and find things scattered everywhere. The product links for PlugSearch, MetaGrid, and Art Conductor are in the description below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. There's more to come.